Attention, horror fans. Attention, Evil Dead fans. This is Tom Sullivan, creator of special effects in the Book of the Dead and Kandarian Dagger for the Evil Dead films. And I'm a listener of the Timo and Harley Show. And I know you are too, and tell your friends. It's the best thing on.
Welcome to the Timo and Harley Show.
Thank you for listening to the Timo and Harley Show. I am Timo. Over there is my partner in Mindcrime, Mr. Ben Harley. Say hello, Harley.
What is happening, people?
Ben Roundhouse Kick Harley.
That's right. That's me.
How we doing?
Not too bad, buddy. Not too bad. Things are picking up here around the shop. You know, as busy as a little beaver, and printing shirts, and weather kind of getting nice, but then
trying.
Pulled the rug out from under us again.
Oh, so. yeah. It's kind of.
At least it's not snowing.
Right. It's throwing fits right now, though, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. It did last. Yeah. It snowed last week at this time. We woke up to snow.
Right. Mr. Ben Harley. Mr. Ben Harley. We got something coming up here. Now, I've been cleaning out my 12 gauge. Went to town hall up there. Uh-huh. I got myself.
Wedding?
Well, no, I got myself a hunting permit.
Ooh.
Because Ben Harley, it is. Let me get out my Danny Hicks decoy collar. Hold on.
Okay.
It is Hicks season eve.
That's right.
Yes.
Vastly approaching.
That's right. The next time you hear us, it will be with the lovely voicings of Mr. Danny Hicks of Evil Dead 2, Darkman, and the list goes on and on.
That's right. He's our third wheel in Mindcrime.
He is absolutely our third wheel in Mindcrime. So we are on Hicks season eve, and Ben Harley, you know what else it's going to be next week? Not only is Danny Hicks going to be sitting down with us, it's going to be our number 400 show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
What a way to celebrate.
I'm telling you. Danny picks a good time to come into town.
Absolutely. Dead Kennedys picked a great time to come into town. They knew it was our 400th episode. They knew it was a big anniversary. And then Mr. Ben Harley. Mr. Ben Harley, we're going to celebrate the 400th episode a week later also, because not only will Mr. Danny Hicks be in studio, but I think Mr. Ben Harley is going to be in studio too.
Yes, he is. Rumor has it.
That's right. Oh,
yes.
Man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of things going on. I'm actually getting really, really excited to see Timo play live, and the Dead Kennedys as well.
Yeah, TSOL. So, we got TSOL.
TSOL. Yeah,
we got. That's gonna be good. I tell you what, Ben Harley, we went outside last night, Angio and I, and had a little smoke, and the Coyotes were doing an opera. It was crazy. I mean, they were going like nuts. And I remember looking over at Angel. I was like, Harley is going to love this.
Yes.
I hope he hears that a couple times while he's here. I was like, I know Danny will hear it. He'll be here long enough, but I hope Harley hears this,
Yeah.
We've had so many things. Ben Harley, we had a bobcat right there, right behind my back door.
I know, man. You sent me a picture over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, did he want to wrestle?
No, it was kind of funny, though, because I should probably be afraid of animals, but I'm not. I'm more afraid of mosquitoes than I am of animals. It actually walked by my back door. My Australian Shepherd, who barks at flies that fly through the yard, didn't even see it. I saw it, took a few pictures of it, and I actually went outside, poked my head. It went around the house. I poked my head out, and I went just like this. I go, "Yeah, pooty, 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 pooty." It poked its head around the corner and looked at me. Now, wait a minute. That's a bobcat. Yeah. You think it might pounce, right? It might attack. Considering some weird-looking gangly dudes going, "He pooty pooty pooty." He's like, "Man, get the fuck out of here! This dude's crazy."
This guy's nuts.
He took off running. Yeah, like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? I can claw his eyes out. I'm getting out of here. He's got something up his sleeve. So I saw that in a peacock in the very same day.
Man. Wow.
Yeah, luckily not the same
bobcat
time.
might have been stalking the peacock.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Probably didn't want to see that, but
No, no.
lots of wildlife, Mr. Ben Harley. Lots of
That's
wildlife
good,
out here. Yes, and speaking of wildlife, we were living the wildlife this weekend. Had a little party.
Ah,
Had a little
you had a
party this
party?
weekend. Yeah, I had a
late
makeup Christmas party. Yeah.
Wow.
Whew.
Just a little late. Just a little late.
Our Santa was just as sweaty as the ice cream bunny Santa.
Oh, wow.
Yikes! Yeah, we
That's pretty
actually,
sweaty.
we did. We had a makeup with my Aunt Sharon and Uncle Boyce. We do it every year. We wanted to do it after we moved, so they can come over to the new house. We didn't move till late. One thing led to another. Had different things going on. Let's put it that way, and we could not get it together until this past weekend. But damn it, Ben Harley, we finally got it together.
Nice,
so what I told them is what we need to do is next year for Christmas, we need to do it a little early, right? So that we're not like procrastinating. So, Mr. Ben Harley, they are coming over next week, and we are going to do the next Christmas party. So,
yeah, boy.
I like me my Christmas.
Yeah,
So,
that's funny.
Mr. Ben Harley, let's see.
What you got,
Let me run through some stuff we watched real quick here. Not
Okay.
a whole lot, but it's just really nothing. I've been trying to find something interesting. Well, let me get to this. Let's see.
Sure.
No matter how ho hum, let me tell you what I watched. How about that?
Okay. Yeah. Lay it on me.
All right, here we go. From 1987, Mr. Ben Harley on Amazon Prime. I actually watched a movie that I have never seen before.
Okay.
From 87
wait
again.
a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
It was all over the video shelves. And if
Yeah.
you remember, if your video shelves looked a lot like ours, which I'm sure they did, there was a film called Funland, and it had a crazy clown on the front of it. Like he had a shotgun or something like that. So I'm like, it's on Amazon Prime. I never did see this movie. And man, it looked kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
Right? Start watching it, and there's a clown in it, and I knew that clown's voice. Man, did I know that clown's voice. That clown's voice belonged to David L. Lander, otherwise known as Squiggy.
Squiggy. Okay.
Written by a couple of guys, I believe, who did Saturday Night Live, and it's a dark, weird comedy with some kind of violent I don't know. I don't know. It's this is acquired taste or a specialized taste for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And now I know why my instincts never allowed me to rent Funland. I can tell you right now. Yeah. If it was difficult.
They were right.
Yeah. Well, if it was difficult when I'm 45, when I was 15, it would have been damn near impossible. Now here's the other thing, Ben Harley, and this is just something I just want to bring up, and I mean no disrespect to this at all. Ben Harley, we both have special needs children. We're very sensitive to these things, but I'm still kind of an asshole at the same time. So I gotta tell you something, and come here, don't tell anybody. All right, don't tell anybody. Come here, everybody. Come here.
All right. Shh.
When I was a kid, I used to think the guy that played Squiggy had Down syndrome.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I go back and look at pictures of Squiggy, and it's like, it wasn't a bad thing. I didn't think it was weird. I just thought that Lenny's friend Squiggy had Down syndrome.
That's some issues, some special
That's
needs.
just what I thought. And it didn't change watching this movie. I still had to look it up to see if he did. True story.
Wow.
True story. I just wanted to make sure, like, maybe he's got a half a chromosome or something. I'm not sure, And so I looked it up. He's a good actor and everything. Don't get me wrong. Don't come down on me.
Yeah.
Don't come down. Don't arrest me. I said something. Anyway,
morality police. Yeah.
I would not suggest Funland. Moving on, Mr. Ben Harley, also on Amazon Prime. From 1983, watch the movie called Blood Beat. Okay.
Blood Beat. Okay.
Yeah. This was not a breakdancing movie.
Okay.
It wasn't at all.
No.
This was a movie shot in Wisconsin about a samurai ghost slashing a psychic deer hunter family.
Wait now, okay.
I'll say it again for you.
Yeah, one more time.
A
In
samurai
Wisconsin.
ghost in Wisconsin. Okay. A samurai ghost in Wisconsin slashing a psychic deer hunter family.
A psychic deer hunter family.
Moving right along, Mr. Ben Harley. Here we go. On Amazon Prime. Don't believe me? Check it out. All right. Here we go. Moving on. From 1980. Watch the Vincent Dawn, whose real name was Bruno Mattei. Italian film Hell of the Living Dead.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I might have seen that.
Yeah, you probably have. Otherwise known as Night of the Zombies or Zombie 4. Yeah. Woo. This is one of those weird ones. It's a bunch of like military type guys just cruising around an island, checking out zombies. It's really, there's nothing to it. Yeah. It's a stinky poo movie, but if you do like the Italian zombie movies, this one's like a standard one. It's just need some zombies and some dubbing. Here you go. Let's see here, Mr. Ben Harley. From 2009, watched a movie called The Trek.
The Trek.
Okay, now this is on Amazon Prime, as I said. That's in the future for you, 2009. It kind of is. Well, and I'll tell you why, because it looked interesting, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It's about feral cave dwellers attacking a couple in the woods. So deformed people who live in caves attacking a couple in the woods. How do you fuck this up? Yeah. Well, I can't. No, I'm going to back up. Because I do make a lot of jokes. Here, this is a textbook on how to fuck up an unfuckable movie.
Right.
I wouldn't say that. It's just, there's something, God damn it, Ben Harley, there's something with movies today.
Yeah.
They're either so damned dry, trying to be so fucking realistic that it bores the shit out of you. Or they're so zany with CGI and popcorn colors and swinging the camera around. Yay, let's have a fight that looks like it's Roger Rabbit, going on. Stuff. You can't get any middle ground. This kind of falls into the dry category. Okay. But there's like, how do I put this? Well, there's a deformed feral couple who live in a cave. No explanation, mind you. Okay?
Right.
No explanation. And a newlywed couple who are going up into the mountains to camp. Okay. And the woman comes to the camp and, of course, scares the people. And the dude just kills the shit out of her. I mean, just beats her to damn death. But she's the monster-looking one, right? Well, he's the one kind of acting like the monster. So you have a little bit of that going on in this movie. And there's also a bit of fake documentary footage. This is almost like they tried to cross Wrong Turn with that Savage Land movie that we watched.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, but it was a real uncomfortable mix. Here's the thing. All practical effects. A lot of this I appreciated for the effort.
Okay.
It just took so long to get to where they're going. And I think they were padding things out. Now, not that if, let's say you were making a movie where the beginning is a long car ride and you pad them out with celebrity interviews.
Yeah.
That would be a genius idea if someone were to do that. Yes.
Genius.
Yes. This was padded out a little uncomfortably. And then it's sort of, so you're watching this movie about these people and you start looking at the girl thinking, she's kind of starting to look good. I see why this dude married her. And all of a sudden a feral woman walks into the camp. Like, whoa, hey, whoa. Woo, yikes, put some clothes on. So, I don't know how to, lots of just talking through the woods though. Just way too much. Just, care about me for when I die, you will hurt. That's one of those things. So, I don't know. Interesting for somebody who likes the offbeat and the weird. But if you drive in straight lines down the highway, I don't know if you like this or not. Okay, so let's see here, Mr. Ben Harley. Watched the new Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Cool.
It's okay. It's all right.
That is that the one with The Rock and everything?
Yeah, The Rock and Jack Black. Yeah, it's so these kids find a video game version, looks like Nintendo era video game version of Jumanji, and they get sucked into the game. Yeah. So the little nerdy kid gets sucked into the game, and now he's The Rock.
Okay.
The real hot chick who poses for selfies takes her an hour to sell for posies or for posies for selfies. I'm gonna start calling posies, or is she posing for selfies? She turns into Jack Black.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we watched. Oh, and the big African American football guy turns into a little African American Kevin James. So we have a bit of a size issue going on with him.
Yeah.
It was okay. We watched it with Chance and Corey. We kind of got together and looked at it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
The only thing I can tell you is there's a lot of. It's got a hard PG family thing going on to where nothing would bother you except the fact that Jack Black's character can't get over the fact that he's a man now.
Yeah, right.
He's looking down and he's peeing and talking about, oh, this is crazy. And stuff. So I found that I'm not being a fuddy-duddy. I just thought it was it stuck. It stuck out.
Yeah.
I'm the one immature. The first thing I thought, what kind of stuck out? It's like, well, it did stick out because you see it. So I found it to be a little, I don't know. It just didn't fit. So it's a little uncomfortable at times, but this is not the worst film I've ever seen. This is your general PG-esque action movie with dinosaurs and things like that in it. It is all right. It was okay.
It looked like it had, I did see the previews actually in the theater. I think I was at one of the Star Wars movie or something, but it looked like it was just more, just like a kind of a comedy more than an adventure thing, or maybe a little mixture of both. I don't know.
Yeah, so, it was. It was. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the jokes were the fact they were in different bodies.
Okay.
So of course the little nerdy kid playing the rock was just looking at his arms going, will you look at the size of those things? And stuff. So it's okay. I mean, it's a time waster, and I didn't hate it. It wasn't terrible. It was whole lot of worse stuff out there, and it wasn't super preachy and blah, 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 this and that. So
that's cool.
It was all right.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was okay. Good. Yeah, okay. Not too bad. Got to tell you, Mr. Ben Harley, we watched the 5th episode of The Terror, and that's the one where the polar bear attacks, like we were talking about on the last show, the polar bear attacks. And Gio and I are both reporting we're both tapping out. She even didn't like it anymore. Yeah, she's tapping out. That was a polar bear. Yeah, that wasn't. It's a
puma bear.
Is it a puma bear?
I guess. I don't know. I got to look at it. So
it looked like a bad polar bear to me, but I don't know. It's just not interesting. We finally were both like, because even Angie said, you want to try it? I was like, I'll watch one more episode because Ben said there's an attack, so at least I could see something.
Yeah.
I got no interest in it. I just don't care what happens to these people anymore. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not surprised and you're not surprised. I am surprised by Angie, to be honest with you.
But a little bit.
Yeah.
But, we'll get into it. I did watch another episode of it, so, but I don't know. I feel bad in a way. Yeah. Well,
this was why you feel. Don't feel bad. I would have watched the show whether you watched it or not. I mean,
I just feel bad. I just hope. I don't know. I still kind of enjoy it. I'm not. It's not that I don't like. I just. I don't know. I'm happy they made a giant monster movie or a Animal Gone Wild or type monster movie. And I don't want that to go away. I don't want more zombie movies and more.
Sure. Right. I agree.
Walking Dead TV shows and stuff. I want, because I was bummed out. They did that movie or TV show, The Zoo. I was really excited about it. I watched 2 episodes of that, and I was like, blah, boring. And then, and so it's like, I'm happy that they're doing these things, but if you're not going to do them right, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. It's, I know what you're saying, Harley. That's why I watched it in the first place. Yeah. The promise of a possible finite series is one thing, and then the other was the premise, them up in the ice and then something menacing them. I just kept telling Angie over and over again, I'm going to tell you in the audience, it would have been a fantastic movie, or at least idea for a movie. Fantastic. It's just drawn out. It's just so damn drawn out. I'm like, this is what I hate about shows, and all it's going to do is remind me why I hate shows, and I'm going to keep talking about it during the show, wasting my time and Angio's time. But even Angio said she's out. She's not interested in it. So, oh well. Nice try. I appreciate it. All involved, but you're not getting this kid. I did actually also hear that Ash versus Evil Dead got canceled.
Did it? Oh boy.
3 seasons. So, and I did just see that Bruce Campbell announced that he is through with the Ash character. He's done.
Oh, really?
So,
No more?
yeah, that's what he said. I mean, I think he's probably said it before, but
Yeah,
they
maybe.
really have struggled and tried not to make another feature film with Bruce as Ash. And believe me, I'm not an insider guy, but I probably know more than most people just from what I hear. And they really have tried not to, and they've done a damn good job because that's really all we all want, you know?
Right.
And they just don't, and that's fine. That's fine. They do what they want. They deserve to do what they want or not want to do at this point.
Sure.
I don't know though. They got three seasons out of it, so
Yeah, I thought there was only 2 or 1 actually.
yeah, no, there was 3 seasons, so it wasn't
Well,
bad.
good.
I watched the first season, and I'll get to the second season. I'm going to run it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad. So I mean, congrats for a good run
Right.
there on that show. But let's see here. Last up, Mr. Bunharley. Last up, Saturday night. Didn't really get to the Svengoolie because it was Have Rocket Rule Travel, the Three Stooges movie. But we did have the Christmas party. So I had a Christmas tree in front of the TV. So we didn't know. I didn't have a tree up, trust me.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I did get to sit down and Batman was on. Now, Ben Harley, I don't. If it ain't got Batgirl, it ain't got Timo. I'm straight. I don't watch it unless it's Batgirl. Okay, Batgirl, I'm in, man. I'm in. So I happened to be sitting there, and it was just on. That's all. The TV was just on. I was kind of cleaning up for the party, kind of looking around, sitting down. Well, I saw Miss, was it Barbara Gordon? I did see her grace the screen, so I thought, woo. Mr. Ben Harley, we had this episode of Batman, all right?
Yeah.
We had Joan Collins playing the Siren.
The Siren, yeah.
And she got into a mind battle with Batgirl. Batman boxes the Riddler in the boxing ring, and we get a boff during the fight. That is a loaded Batman episode.
Yeah.
I was glad to watch it.
That's a good one. That's where they put the magnets below the ring. So Batman can't move around. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it was hilarious. That's
That's
great.
a real good one.
That was one of the funniest boxing attempts I've ever seen in my life. It was hilarious. So
yeah, there's some good ones.
Well, that's what I'm in on, Mr. Ben Harley. Some Batman. What you got?
Well, let's see here, Timo. I did get to watch a few documentaries myself. Timo, I am a very big. I like the ocean. I like boats, and I like ships, and blah blah blah. So I do like to watch
things. Yep.
Yeah, and I like to watch certain documentaries. Well, I came across one that I'd never seen before and didn't really know much about. And this is also on Amazon Prime, and it's a story of the Britannic, which was the twin sister ship of the Titanic.
Right. Yeah.
Which actually the Britannic was a little bigger. Not much, but just a little bit bigger. And it was being used at the time for a hospital ship or, for World War One, troops and stuff like that. So, or victims and, victims of war, Timo, right?
But you don't want to be on.
War.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, the Britannic, it actually, it sank as well. It was on, it sank off of
it was in warm waters, right?
Yeah, it was in Greece or somewhere, right off of the shores of Greece. And what had happened is they ran into a mine. At first, they thought they got torpedoed, and they came out that they'd been torpedoed. And, but there's only like 2 witnesses that said they got torpedoed, and one was up front and one was aft. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, where was it? It hit us up front. It didn't have the loss of life, nowhere near, like the Titanic. And it also sank, twice as fast. So it sank within an hour instead of 2 hours or just over 2 hours, whatever. So it went down pretty fast. The problem that really occurred that really caused the loss of life, and it's awful, was the fact that the ship's captain, he tried to head for shore, right? He kind of figured something, but they were trying to head for shore, and he would beach it or whatever, instead of sinking. And well, just like with the Titanic, you had a different human error, and all these different things caused more problems. Okay.
Got ya.
So on this one, what happened is it being a hospital ship, they don't know who did it, or who issued this command or whatever, but they had opened all the portholes in the ship to get some airflow going through there. You know what I mean? To air it out.
Right.
Because fresh air, Timmel, right back then, that's all you needed was get to the shore and get some fresh air. Didn't matter if you had tuberculosis and you were dying, just get to fresh air. That's all. Back then, that was it. That was your prescription. So anyways, whoever opened these portholes, that caused more water to rush in as the captain was trying to gun it towards shore. They'd been hit on the, your port side is where it was hit. So it was port side in the front. So that was taking on water.
So it was a mine. It was just a mine.
It was a mine.
That was just chilling out. It was just chilling out there and they hit it. They didn't. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Boy, that sucks.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I knew it sunk.
So
I thought it was kind of a mystery what happened to it. And obviously it was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So then, like I said, then the ship, it's sinking faster and faster. Well, a lot of times in the stories that you've heard about the Titanic, they're saying, oh, they kept everybody down below and all the people from below died. And the people down there, a lot of those guys were down there trying to keep the engines running and things like that. Right.
Right. Yep.
Well, in this particular case, a lot of those guys and stuff started to run up onto the deck and things, and no one gave the order to abandon ship. Well, some of these guys and other people started to lower lifeboats down. While the captain is gunning the boat towards shore.
Gotcha.
And now, Timo, what happens when a boat starts to sink and up front? When you start to tip into the water, what happens to the back of the ship?
It goes up and up and up.
Right. Well, as these people were trying to escape the ship, the back to the starboard side, the back propeller came up out of the water. And as these people were trying to lower the boats down as they got to the water, well, these lifeboats went right into the propeller.
That's not funny, by the way, but I'm just laughing because,
Right. Well, because that's the thing. It's like, here is what they're talking about with the Titanic. Well, it was orderly people getting off the ship, but then they say, well, they didn't have time to get the other people off. Well, first off, there wasn't enough lifeboats. Mm-hmm. This time they didn't have any more time to get off the boat, but people were jumping in the lifeboats to save themselves and ended up killing themselves because of it, and the poor captain, he basically got everybody off the ship except himself and pretty much walked right off the ship into the water. You know what I mean? And he didn't receive the news till later about the boats, but it wasn't his fault. It wasn't, he didn't give the okay for them to lower lifeboats. And what was kind of interesting about this specific documentary is it was from letters from people that were on the ship.
Right.
Firsthand accounts. Now, there are two people on the Britannic, Timo, that didn't know each other, a man and a woman that both were on the Titanic and the Britannic.
Okay.
Now, what are the flipping odds of that? And the one woman who was a nurse, she ended up continuing on and being a nurse for the rest of her life.
And she kept going on to sinking ships.
You can't see. She was better than
she was
Molly
on the
Brown
Edmund
because,
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. It was insane. But what a really great documentary. It was called The Twin Sister, the tragic twin of the Titanic. But if you get a chance, you might enjoy it, Timo. It's really good. Which in turn made me watch some more stuff. I did watch another documentary on the Titanic, and this was called Words, and this is also on Prime. It's called Words of the Titanic or Words from the Titanic. And basically, these were people who had survived and or who hadn't, but letters and things like that they had found, or also and a lot of these things were written, or I'm sorry, Timo, not written, but read aloud by their family members or grandsons or great grandkids and stuff like that, which was really kind of weird too. It wasn't weird. It was like, wow, that's pretty poignant. While you're watching this lady's great granddaughter read her last words or something, just really, it was neat. It's another good documentary if anybody out there is interested in giant ships like I am.
Giant bugs and giant boats. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
One more documentary, Timo, and
All
then
right.
we'll get off the documentaries. I did watch the Abbott and Costello documentary that you mentioned, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that one before. I'm almost positive, about 95% sure that I've seen it, but I did watch it through, again, and really cool. I did like a lot of it. Some of it, was okay, because a lot of it I've seen so much before too. I was more interested in the behind the scenes stuff of them, and how they came up and what they did. And, I forgot that, Bud Abbott sued Lou Costello at one point, for money owed and stuff like that. But there was one point in the show that was really awkward. I felt bad for Lou Costello when they did that, This Is Your Life or whatever he got. Is that what it is, Timo? Yeah. This Is Your Life, whatever, that old show where they had him on there. But then they talked about with his son passing away.
Right.
Yeah, and he drowned in a pool, their home pool. And I don't know, I just thought that felt awkward. I felt bad. I felt bad for Lou Costello already. But
it's kind of a fluff piece, and that was kind of a tough, like they even fluffed over the fallings out that Lou and Bud had. But that kind of hit, a little bit because it was like, yeah, I
felt bad. It's a nice documentary. I'd like to see maybe a newer one that I think would be a little better because that one's kind of an older one. It kind of
reminded me of something they'd play on Fox in like the early '90s when Fox was getting going or something. It's got like America's Funniest Video production values.
Exactly.
In a way, but Ben Harley, that final sketch they did with the hair tonic.
Oh my God.
That was good. I could not believe that
he kept a straight face.
He kept a straight face the whole time. Yeah, you could tell he was just. And that's what was making everybody laugh was the fact that he was keeping a straight face. I mean, that was great. Yeah. That was great.
I think even Lou Costello was laughing.
He was.
He was easy,
Right. So that good stuff, though.
Yeah, good stuff. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I enjoy it. So, yes, Timo, I did watch The Terror last night. Not too bad. They are preparing to finally abandon the ships. Yeah, yeah. Well, because the main guy, the captain, whatever, he had a drinking problem. So I don't know if you saw that part where he put himself down. He's done.
Oh,
so this one takes. Yeah, he's done. He said, He basically put himself. He said, I'm going to be sick for a while. I need you guys to keep people away from me. I need you guys to take over, but keep everybody, don't let nobody know that's what's going on. Because he had to shut himself down. He was too fucked up.
Right.
So, so basically this is takes place 2 weeks later. And the one gentleman has assumed being the captain just while he's down. And he pretty much came to the realization he was right the whole time. We should have left a year ago. We should have, So they do like a carnival. They were put on a giant party to build the guys' morale before they tell. Well,
okay.
Let them have a party before you say we're about to take an 800-mile walk that we might not survive.
Right.
So to build up their morale, they threw a party. But man, it's crazy. The one doctor, I don't know. They found out too, like all that stuff they had has lead poisoning, and it ended up killing that monkey. That the one guy was feeding the monkey to see if that's what the problem was, and ended up killing the monkey. And then a lot of them are all having lead poisoning. So,
well, didn't they keep their water in lead? I do remember him saying something about lead, and I thought, there's no way that's in the script if it wasn't going to come back to haunt them sometime. Yes. And I didn't see what you're talking about. I saw the episode before. But that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the scourge on the boat at this point.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it was weird because the one main doctor who was always kind of off kilter, I thought. Anyhow, the one gentleman, Mr. Good Sir, whatever his name is, he came and told him that this is the problem, and he said, "Don't worry about it. I'll tell the captain." He said, "No, we need to tell him now." He said, "No, I will tell him, or we'll figure this out." Well, that guy ends up setting himself on fire during the carnival and trying to burn everybody up while they're inside the tent. Like, I don't know. So anyways, bad stuff is on the rise. And you did see the Terror for a little bit, or the polar bear. for a second. The one native girl cut her tongue out because she's supposed to be the shaman for the bear, I guess. I don't know.
She cut her own tongue out? So
cut
people
her
are
own
setting
tongue out.
themselves on fire and cutting their own tongues out.
Tongues out, yes.
Yeah.
But the bear didn't eat her, or whatever they call him, the Hanuk or whatever, didn't eat her or whatever. So.
Okay.
But he stood there, and he looked more like a puma than a polar bear, I swear to me, still. So,
really? Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, so that is that. Gotham's pretty good. It's coming up to the close. They're really sort of all pitted against each other a little bit now. You got the Riddler. The Riddler was kind of...
He was boxing Batman. I saw him on TV.
Yeah,
You can't fool me. I saw this.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a love interest who used to be one of James Gordon's love interests, which is now his love interest. But the Riddler's having problems with, he has that dual personality thing now. One minute he's Enigma, the other minute he's the Riddler. Well, the Riddler's kind of taken over mostly. But the Penguin tried to shake the Riddler down for some stuff, and the Riddler said, "Yeah, okay, I'll help you." But then the Riddler double crossed the Penguin, which I thought was quite good. I enjoyed that. So
how do you keep this shit in your head? I'm telling you, you got scattered brains up there. You got mashed potatoes up there, and let me tell you, it's either perfect for that, or it's got to be driving you insane. One of the two. It's either perfect or the absolute worst thing for your mind. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, it might be, Timo. Sometimes it's, I don't know. I was trying to think back about certain characters, like, they've changed a lot in these episodes. I'm trying to think back at what did this and what changed that. And I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
There's just a lot of stuff, but I do enjoy the show. It is good. Bruce Wayne's getting a little bit more into it, I guess. He's in it a lot. He's just not.
You're trying with him.
Yeah. Gotcha. I just don't really like the Batman part of it.
Right.
Because there is none really. And I don't really like the kid that much. He's okay.
Right.
The rest of the other characters I like, but for me, like James Gordon is the Batman,
right?
I guess.
Let me ask you this, because Walking Dead had this issue with me, and I think other series are having this issue. They don't really care where they left off the week before. They just jump in where they feel like in the next week. That to me is kind of like, I don't know if it's trying to keep people interested or distracted, or they just don't know what to do with that last thing. I'm not sure. Look, I can't find linearity or anything linear in storytelling hardly anymore. I mean, just tell me a frickin' story. You watch, and I think it's why we watch so many documentaries now.
Yeah.
Is it because it's just telling you a story? Just get me from point A to point B. I just want to be told a story. If you have neat visuals in it, fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But come on. And I also think that it is folly. It's folly to write these series the way they do today, but they're not going to change because of me. So it's stupid. I just watched an episode of Batman where we had Joan Collins, right? Joan Collins. We had a Boff. We had a Batman boxing the Riddler. I mean, in half an hour. Now, in fairness, I think Joan Collins came up at the end and started singing to Commissioner Gordon and got him all hot and bothered. That was the end of it. But still a standalone episode. You didn't have to be watching like a month before to know who people were and stuff. Sure. What do I know about Harley? Sure. I'm an Andy Griffith fan. I'm a WKRP fan. I mean, it's like I don't want it to be told a year-long story. Right. Here's the other thing too. If you people want to sit around and talk about this shit, I don't want to hear about the dude you were stuck in a car with for 10 hours wouldn't shut up. Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're watching a movie that won't shut up. It just keeps going and going and going and going. And oh, never mind if this happened last year. It doesn't matter. You don't remember anyway.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what you were just dealing with, trying to go back to remember, how did I get here?
Yeah. Just a lot of times I can't remember.
Right. It's like they threw you into a maze that you can't find your way out of now. So you're stuck.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it. I'm just not doing it. And I'm not going to do it to Terror. I got a funny feeling they're going to bleed this fucking thing for seasons and seasons.
No, I think that I really only think it's going to be one season.
We'll see.
I don't know. Well, who knows though?
Yeah.
What do I know? Oh, Timo. Oh, okay. One last thing. I did watch the first episode of Lost in Space. I forgot to add it to my list. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm going to be able to watch it now at the house. I got the okay to watch the Netflix over there.
Okay.
I forgot all about asking. So I got clearance from Clarence. And yes, I did watch the first episode. I thought they came out like weekly. I guess maybe the whole season comes out at one time. I don't know
Netflix,
anymore.
it comes out all at once.
Yeah, so I don't even know these things anymore. So yes, there are 10 episodes, I think, of it out now, whatever. But
Okay.
it was okay. The first episode was okay. I have a problem with stuff that starts off and you're like, it's just boom, you're in it. What's going on? Boom, everything's going on around you, man. What? Who's this and what's going on and where?
Right.
And then you have to find out through, them going back and flashbacks
Yeah.
and them daydreaming about something or whatever. Yeah, like, so that was kind of hard at first because I went back and I'm like, did I start the second episode? I shit you not. I went back to make sure I was on the first episode 1, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. I did. I went right back. I'm like, I must have started the wrong one.
Right.
No, because it just jumped in right away. I'm okay with it so far. They haven't introduced a whole lot of stuff. There has been some action, not a whole great big bunch of action. There is one sticking point that I don't think I'm going to like, but you got to have something, know. But I haven't seen
watch the old show reruns.
Right.
Yeah.
Parker Posey, whatever, she's been on a little bit. I haven't seen much of her, so I can't really give you anything scoops on the Dr. Smith character. Though she does steal a jacket from a guy who's supposed to be Dr. Smith. She gets a jacket from this guy, and the guy ends up being Billy Mummy, which is
gotcha.
Kind of funny, but whatever. So we'll see. The robot. I have a hard time with the robot because I love the original B9 robot so much.
Right.
It's just so iconic. It's hard to see a different robot.
Right.
But whatever. We'll see what happens. That's kind of where my sticking point is with the robot right now, and it's not because it's the way he looks. It's something else. I'll get back to you on that.
All right. Okay.
But they basically, at the end of the show, kind of showed everything that was happening up until where the show started.
Okay.
So I did, at the end, I was like, okay, all right. I feel a little bit better about that. But we'll see. I'm not going in with super high hopes.
Right.
It reminds me a little bit more of the Lost in Space movie they did than of the television show.
Oh, okay.
So that being said, maybe just the feel of it. It's not. I didn't like that movie. I didn't like it. No. I didn't like it.
You and the rest of the world.
I watched it one time, and it was in the theater, and I think I tried watching it on TV and gave it a couple minutes, and I was done. So, but I think this one is going to be better than that. I do.
Okay.
I had a hard time. I think I texted you about this. I had a hard time at first with Battlestar Galactica,
right?
Because it's all new things. Too much for my brain to take on, and Starbuck is a girl now. What?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
So I had a hard time with it. But after watching it, it's one of my favorite television shows of all time. It was great.
Right.
It was a very good remake or whatever. So we'll see.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
Right.
Fingers crossed. I was upset at first because there was no Don West. Like, where's Major West at? Where's Don West? But he is in it. They just really haven't introduced him by name yet. So.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
So, but we'll see.
Let's get to our official films for this week, Mr. Ben Harley.
All right, Timmo.
Let's start off. Let's see. Let's go in backwards chronological order. Let's start with 1981.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
This is on Amazon Prime from 1981. We have the slasher film Final Exam.
Final Exam, yes.
All right. Let me get you a storyline here, a plot synopsis from Movie Guy. All right. Nice short one. Here you go. I know you like the short. Oh, there's a poster art blurb, a tagline. A tagline. You want to hear this?
Yes, I do.
All right. Here we go. Some may pass the test. God help the rest. Oh, God.
Yeah, I saw that one.
All right. Here's a plot synopsis. Here we go.
Yeah.
A psycho killer shows up on a college campus to slash up pretty co-eds and dumb jocks. It is literally just a college campus, and literally a psycho killer just shows up. Yes. So it's right to slash up pretty stretching it on a couple of these ladies, but co-eds and dumb jocks. That's not stretching it for sure.
No.
Yeah, especially Wild Man. We like him.
Oh,
yeah.
He had to have Wild Man on his shirt so you'd remember what his name.
Yeah. So of course he kept what on my shirt? It's like, would you quit looking in a mirror? It makes things backwards. Yeah. I'm gonna let you take this, Ben Harley. You picked this one out. You said, and I feel the funny thing is I thought the stream was kind of jittery when I was watching on my end. I didn't like it. I got it on DVD, so I threw it in on DVD and watched
I don't feel so bad.
Yeah. So I'll let you.
Now. I feel much better.
Well, there you go.
I can breathe lighter now. Yeah. Timo. Yes, this is another one of my fine picks. Now, this is not one I've ever seen before, and I really, I can't remember if I've ever seen it even in back in the day in the VHS vault. I just for some reason it might have had a different cover. But I got sucked in. It looked like here we got a campus killer type stalker thing going on, and the poster art looked pretty cool. Damn it,
right.
And then like I was reading the stuff and it gave it like they gave it like 4 out of 5 stars, and I read some of the reviews and people were saying, it's not a great movie, but if you like old horror stuff, it's decent and stuff. So I thought, well, maybe I'm thinking I'm finding like a hidden gem, maybe, or something, and but to my surprise, I did not. I found more of a lump of coal and not a gem at all. Yeah. And yes, very disappointed in this film, Timo. Basically what it is it's kind of and I hate to say this because we talk about this a lot. This is a ripoff of Halloween. Oh, but a bad ripoff of Halloween. Basically, okay, this movie is Halloween if Halloween didn't have a good cast. Right. A good director. Right. A good psychopath. Right. A good backstory. Mm-hmm. A good mask. Mm-hmm. A good score. Well, though it did have Halloween style music, but it didn't have a actual it didn't have a main theme like Jaws or Halloween or Exorcist. Mm-hmm. So yeah, basically this is a movie if this is Halloween if it was made by guys with depth perception problems with writing problems with dyslexia, whatever. You just put it. This is everything that is wrong with horror movies.
It seems like the directors and everybody got together and they got these people together and said, okay, we're gonna like rip off Halloween. So in this scene, I don't know, just do something like this. Yeah. And then, okay, now we're going to have a creepy guy like standing there kind of going back and forth in the shadows. There we go. There it is. Yep. Yeah. You're absolutely right. To me, it's like a cross between Halloween and Black Christmas. Yeah. Black Christmas has like the college campus type of thing. Very vague, ambiguous killer. Never explained, never discussed.
No.
They never discussed. Right. As a matter of fact, this movie could be like an episode of Saved by the Bell or something. And they just stuck about maybe total 5-10 minutes of killer. Yeah. Like edited in almost, it feels like. And the killer, you're assuming it's going to be like a mystery, right? Like a giallo movie. It's not. There's just nothing. And you're looking at the guy going, wait, that's that one guy. That's their one friend. I can tell it's him. And then when you look at it closer, it's like, no, he's got the same bad feathered hair. That's the only similarity at all.
It's just not in the script too. It's like when I first saw it, I was like, I hope that's not the killer because that just was like some guy going fishing. Like you know what I mean?
He's going to a Bob Seger concert, an outdoor one. That's what it looked like. Yeah,
like it didn't really look like anything. I'm like, okay, well, he's gonna stalk around a little bit. He'll do something here. No, it was really like there was one point where he's supposed to be creeping around like behind. I think they were in a office or someone's dorm room, or it was an office, and he goes by the door, and I'm almost thinking that guy would have saw him no matter what. He was standing right. You're like, I don't know. It's so bad. They didn't even try to make it good. And then like I said, at the end, it's so awful. It's just done, and you're like, okay, well, what was? And you know me, Tim. I don't really like too much backstory. I don't need to know about certain things. But okay, I forgot. Yeah, all right. This movie is also Halloween without Dr. Loomis.
Right. Yeah.
A reason to fear this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it just,
there is no Dr. Loomis. Yeah. And the other problem too is the more important the character is to the movie, the worse the actor was.
Mm-hmm.
So the more up in front these characters were in, I guess it was a story. First of all, when two of your main male guys are called Wildman and Radish. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Radish was, I wanted him to die fast. Yeah. I actually wanted him to be the killer, so he got killed real good. You know, but the problem is the killer is just a guy who apparently shopped at famous bar, maybe J.C. Penney back in the day, tucked his shirt in real good.
Yeah. Yep.
This is, Harley. Whoa.
Yeah, I was really disappointed because I can't say anything like there was good about it. The only part in the whole film that I thought like they actually must have watched a movie at some point in their life before. Mm-hmm. Because there's a scene like where, you know, they're on the college campus. So there's fraternities, right?
Yeah.
So these guys come out and they're like, they act like they're doing like this mass shooting, you know? And I'm like,
it's a fake terrorist. Attack. Yeah.
So Radish calls the cops. The cops come out, right? So once, you know, they find out it was all a prank and blah, blah, blah. Well, Radish tries to call the police again.
Right.
Later on, when the real stuff's happening, and what happens, Timo? They don't believe him, right?
Right.
That was it. That was the only thing to me that remotely reminded me of anything in the history of theater, television, or movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
actually remotely resembled anything that was ever in a movie before. You know what I mean? Like they must have seen that. They might have seen that on Andy Griffith or something, Timo, where, you know, nobody believed Barney. So we'll put that in our movie. Like, oh God,
it went the machine guns, it went from Delta Force back to Family Affair. I mean, because there was like, you're sitting there watching this going, whoa, they probably wouldn't film that today and get away with it. Because all these guys pull up in a van and they start blowing away kids. And the kids that are getting shot are obviously in on it and they're blanks.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was all to get out of tests. I mean, it's a pretty elaborate way to get out of tests. I'm sorry, you know. It was kind of, that was kind of painful. I actually wrote down, this was reminiscent of an hour-and-a-half episode of The Walking Dead. Just jump into some characters and don't do anything for a long time and a few people could maybe get killed. I don't know. Maybe. You know, it is what it is. This movie blows. It's terrible. It's awful. And it's really, it doesn't deserve to have been released in 1981. They should have held it back till 82 or just 80, just for my sake, you know. I looked, I was like, there's no way that this was American. And I'm right, it wasn't. It was shot in North Carolina. There you go. But it's awful. It's this weird. Yeah, it's really weird. Jimmy Houston, the director, I don't know. Did you ever see My Best Friend is a Vampire? Because he did that movie too.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that was kind of on cable and stuff a little bit. But you're right. It's heavily influenced. It's a bad ripoff of Halloween. I mean, they just basically took everything that was good about Halloween and found a way to like exercise it. Found a way to. Again, you want to see a way to fuck up Halloween? Here's a textbook for you. That's it.
Yeah. I do. Well, let's say, Timo, one of my favorite parts, or my favorite part in the entire movie, is Wild Man. And he is wild. He's a wild man.
Oh, yeah. He burps and blows the burp breath right in your face, just like all the other dicks did back then. Yeah.
There's a part, though, like he goes into the gymnasium and like the lights are off and he's like, who's in here or something? Like, what's going on? And then the lights come on and our killer is at the other end of the basketball court.
Right.
Wild Man doesn't say, hey, hello, are you there? Who are you? Or anything. He just goes, rah! Like he just screams and goes running at the guy. And it's like the most funniest thing. And then just gets his ass handed to him. Just handed to him.
Yeah.
And I loved it, but I had to rewind that part because I'm like, well, I mean, okay, did you know there was somebody after you?
Right,
I mean, if the lights come on in a room and someone's in there, you just automatically attack them? Like, I mean, he ran from one side of a basketball court to the other side of the basketball court screaming. You know, I'm like, wait, what is going on? But I just loved it because then he just got a pummeling.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah.
But like, wait a second. So I don't know.
Right.
You know, and this is not the type of movie that you can say it's so bad that it's fun to watch.
No,
it's
not. It's not fun to watch.
It's just bad.
Angie kind of fell asleep toward the end a little bit. She was nodding off. And then at the very end, she looked up. She's like, oh, who was the killer? I go, you got me. I couldn't tell who it was. She's like, what do you mean? I go, I couldn't tell who it was. She's like, what do you mean? Just a random guy showed up? Yeah, pretty much. I go, there was just nothing to it. She's like, oh my God. She just went downstairs. I don't think she gave me a kiss goodnight. She said, fuck you. Punched me in the eye and went downstairs.
Yeah. Well, don't tell her I picked this one up. Yeah.
But, and I'm going to, I'm going to
let in when I get there.
I'm going to have to second that and say this movie is definitely and
awful.
look, this is one of these movies that like, people get all upset on Facebook and say, if you vote for this person, unfriendly, we have nothing in common. If you like this movie, unfriend me, we have nothing in common.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Ben Harley?
Awful.
Yeah, okay.
I was just mad at myself, and I'm like, God, I thought, but I'm not really mad at myself. I'm just mad at, I fell for it again. That's what it did to me all those years ago when I was a kid, that I vowed not, to let it happen anymore. But that's how they get you,
right?
And going through Amazon Prime this weekend too, all these badass covers of these movies, and you go and you watch the trailer or see it, like, holy crap!
Well, the Redeemer had a great cover for it too.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? I would much rather go back and look at these because there's something kitschy about them, and then watching the newer films that are just, and I'm sorry, there's so many, it's so easy to make a movie now. And don't disrespect. It's not easy to make a good movie. It never has been and never will be.
No.
But it's so easy to put people in front of a camera in a high definition setting, and everyone's equipment, their phones can make them now. And it's not that hard to put them up on Amazon and stuff. So I'm not wading through all that. I'm just not, I'm just going to go. I look at the year that they were released, and I might try something. I did talk about the Trek earlier. That was only 7 years old or so, or 9 years old. That's 2009. Yeah.
Okay.
So, newer movies though, and it's like, I try, but I just don't think they're made for me. So I just go back and I stick with what I know in a way.
Yeah, go with what you know.
I try, and we do try, Ben Harley. We do try. We watch. And I watch a lot more than I talk about on this show. And to be quite frank with you, some of these movies are so low budget, even if they pissed me off, it's not worth hurting that film.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything to me. It's not for me, so I just don't even mention it. But let's move on, Mr. Ben Harley. A movie that was not our next official film, which was not made recently. This one was made in 1941. Okay, this is The Black Cat. Not the 1934 version with Lugosi and Karloff. This is Lugosi and Rathbone.
Yeah.
1941. So let me get you, let's see, another short storyline here. Synopsis for The Black Cat. Here we go. Another short one.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Bela Lugosi and Basil Rathbone star in this mystery about a group of greedy heirs stuck in a creepy mansion where one by one, both cats and people turn up dead. Okay. It's a Reading in the Will movie. An old dark house movie. And I'm going to start right now by saying that Lugosi has Liberty spikes in his eyebrows. Now, I'm proud of my bushes I got up there. I got 2 shrubs. I don't trim the hedges very often. And those were some impressive Liberty spikes that he had going off there. This is on a disc, a Universal horror, like a cult old horror movie. And this is on a disc with another movie we've talked about, Man-Made Monster, with Lon Chaney in it. Or as I like to call it, Man-Made Lonster. Okay. So,
there you go. Yeah. Also got Horror Island.
It does have Horror Island on it. Yeah. So it's a good little disc here. It's a good little disc here. So again, we got a greedy gothic mystery. Ben Harley, what you think?
Timo, first time I've seen this one.
Okay. It's not Final Exam, so that might help.
No, I will say it's much better than Final Exam.
Yeah.
Much better. But especially the acting. Yeah, no. Timo, this one is it's okay to me. I know you and we exchanged some texts about this, and I felt you completely because there's there's a lot of characters in this because they're all meeting at the old dark house. They're trying, for the reading of the will. But there's a couple guys in this I just couldn't take.
Well, Mr. Penny. It was Hugh Herbert.
Yeah.
Hugh Herbert. He was a playwright, like a vaudeville guy. And you can tell he was a vaudeville guy. And some of this shit might have translated on stage, but did not translate to the screen. I think the other guy you're going to talk about is probably Broderick Crawford, actually, who's a pretty well-known actor. And I didn't mind Broderick as much because he was just more frantic, but he wasn't trying to be slapsticky goofy.
No, he was just, I tell you, he did one of the best stunts I've ever seen in my life. He jumped off the balcony of that house. And there was no faking that. I was like, wow, man, he's really, he really wants to find out what's going on. Right. But this has your basic setup of, who done it, and everybody in the house is kind of under suspicion for the most part. But he's much more high strung than everybody else about what's happening, what's going on. And is it the mother or grandmother that passed, the lady who owned the house? Yeah,
it was the matriarch. Basically. Yeah.
Well, she's the first to go, isn't it, Tim? She's the first to go.
Yeah.
And then everybody after that, But there's just a little bit like. We just got done talking about Abbott and Costello. Love Abbott and Costello.
Right.
Love Abbott and Costello. But it was like, this reminded me of how Final Exam was trying to be a Halloween. This kind of trying to, like with the Mr. Penny, trying to be like Abbott and Costello, and it just wasn't coming off. Because for me, it was like, you're giving me, is this supposed to be a comedy? Is this supposed to be, a horror or thriller, Right. And sometimes, like, I was so into the thriller stuff, and then all of a sudden you get that Mr. Penny. And I felt you, buddy. And you know me, I like a lot of more of the lighter tone stuff. But man, I just want to punch him in the mush, man, right in the mush. I want to punch his Saskatchewan hat off his head or whatever.
He was no Bob Hope, that's for sure.
And it just seemed like it was strained a little bit. And not that he wasn't funny or anything, it just didn't seem like it fit. And he kept doing the hoo hoo hoo, and I was like, "Oh God, man!"
I kind of think it was both. I don't think it was funny and it didn't fit. I would have been the guy. Here's the thing, too.
I mean, he didn't make me laugh at all.
No, he didn't even need to be there. You could have completely cut out his parts. Mm-hmm. And for a long time, I thought he was a killer. So I mean,
I did too.
But he's just horrid. I mean, he's just terrible, and he just drags everything down, and he makes you annoyed. Mm-hmm. Because he finds secret passages and stuff. He's like, well, I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I went there. It's like, man, I don't like you. I mean, seriously, it's as simple as that. You're sitting there on the TV, you look right and go, I don't like you. Mm-hmm. How often do you really say that to anybody? But that's the truth. And I didn't mind Broderick Crawford. I liked him. If you would have cut out Mr. Penny,
it might
Broderick Crawford, he was a little like, I don't know. He got into helping out much more than a payday would have deserved. And that's kind of all it was. He wasn't part of the family. He was in there trying to buy the house.
No.
And when it kind of became apparent that wasn't going to happen, he still stuck around and tried to figure out what was going on. So I think he had the eyeballs for one of the lovely little ladies there too, though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And then there's a little bit of that stuff going on too. And you had Basil Rathbone and his old lady, and like Basil Rathbone and that other younger girl had a little something cooking too.
Yeah, they did.
And I basically think he was just trying to stick around with his wife because if she got the money from the house, that she would clear up all his business debts, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So. And Lugosi's kind of like demoted to just creeping around, looking in windows and stuff like that.
He's like the caretaker, right?
The caretaker. Yeah. He's like the groundskeeper. He's chasing cats around. Yeah, groundskeeper. Yeah. Now you're right. Now that's a good point. There is a ton of cats and there is a black cat running around. So there is a black cat going around. And like I said, the mystery is not great, but it's not. I've seen it's standard mystery
Scooby-Doo-ish.
It is Scooby-Doo-ish, but I mean that Penny guy just ruins it. He doesn't ruin the whole movie. I'm not going to poop on this movie, I can tell you right now. I'm not going to great babe up it though because of this guy.
Yeah,
it's definitely an on the fencer because if you can tolerate this guy, it's an okay movie. But as far as a black cat goes, I would go back to the Lugosi Karloff sicko version. That's really creepy.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
creepy. Karloff is
It's
just
two
spooky in
different
that movie.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too different. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what? It's a breezy film, a bit of a sign of its. It's the 1941 version of Charlie Chan meets the Dragon Queen or Curse of the Dragon Queen I watched with Richard
there you
Hatch
go.
trying to be funny. And that's kind of the same thing. Remember when I said Richard Hatch is just not perfect for that? Well, it was just like this Penny guy. He wasn't funny. He was hurt, and you took it out of you got taken out of the story. You know, basically.
Yeah, I just think he took away from he made it a little too lighthearted at times. Where like, you know, it's hard because you know you get thrown for a loop. There's a couple red herrings, you know, things, and you know they throw at you. But like, I was holding all the way on to the end.
Right.
And I was sort of surprised at the end who the killer was a little bit, but but I'm like, no, okay, now I know. Yeah, she's a creep. Oh, did I say she's all right?
Yeah, no, that's all right. The movie's been out for a while.
yeah. So, but you know, that wasn't bad. I did enjoy the ending a little bit more. But overall, I don't know. For me, I couldn't figure out what it was trying to be as far as you know. And we've watched a lot of movies from this time period, same like setups and everything that I just liked a lot better. I thought were more, you know, and it's not like this was not poorly acted, was not poorly shot. Everything was really cool as far as that. I just think as far as the story, it just wasn't there for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm kind of, it's okay. Look, it's better than Final Exam.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it's
I was watching paint dry.
So this is
grass growth.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to go on this movie because it's way too okay in some parts, or way too get that guy out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, just get him out of here. Jesus Christ, Netley. But are you about the same thing with it, or?
Yeah. I just don't really know what to do with it either. I can't grape ape it up at all.
No, I can't either.
But I can't poop on it either.
No.
So yeah, I guess I'm a little on the fence. Let me just say I'm on the fence on this one.
Yeah.
Because it is a fun, like, especially if anyone likes these, you know, these genres of movies in this time period, I think you'll like it. As you know, you might not love it, but you'll like it. I mean, I liked it. I just didn't love it, and it's not something I'm going to go back and watch again.
Right.
You know. So, I'm gonna give it the fencer.
If that would have been Don Knotts, we would have had a home run.
Oh,
would have had a home run without Mr. Penny
Yeah.
Don Knotts. So,
because he could have just played what's his name's character, and they could have had no Mr. Penny. And
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Ben Harley. Well, that's all we got time for this week. So we got two. I don't know, for the 1941 Black Cat, not the 32 or 34 version. Don't get us wrong.
Get
I'll come to your house and watch you sleep at night. And then we got two for Final Exam, man. Oof, yikes. Almost
I hope that was their final movie because that was awful.
Yeah. So, well, next week, Mr. Ben Harley, we have I got my Danny Hicks decoy call.
Yeah.
Going to have episode number 400. We got Danny Hicks and many more surprises to come.
Yes.
Sir. So tune in next week. And Mr. Ben Harley, stay spooky. And we'll talk to you then.
Keep it creepy, people.
You've been listening to the Timo and Harley Show, brought to you by ScreenPrintingFactory.com, your affordable one-stop solution to all your screen printing needs.